he has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punches. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage? Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division.
But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint
the opponent. But anybody that's watched Terence Crawford's career knows full well how much talent this young man has. I mean, he is absolutely sensational, both as an orthodox and as a southpaw fighter. You can't really tell which is his favourite side.
ESPN analysts Rafael and Stephen A. Smith broke down why they believe Terence Crawford would dominate Canelo Alvarez. They argued that while Canelo was once known for having an iron chin, recent performances have exposed cracks. He's been getting hit clean and hurt more often than before. Conversely, Crawford possesses a unique combination of deft movement, accurate timing, and genuine knockout power, rendering him a formidable opponent. According to them, Crawford doesn't just have the skill to outbox Canelo, he has the tools to punish him and win in decisive fashion.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A. all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hyped about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round 1, or there might have been so much more trouble. Stephen A., that was 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punches. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage? Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov seemed to think he might have even been able to edge it out. Well, you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154. What the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up and get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think, really tried.
StephenASmith delivered a bold and unwavering take on the looming clash between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. He made it clear that he's firmly backing Crawford, expressing complete confidence in Crawford's ability to come out on top. For Smith, it isn't just Crawford's elite technical skill that makes the difference, it's his hunger and determination to seize this moment. He stressed that Crawford's mindset and relentless drive to prove himself will be the deciding factors. Smith's confidence highlights the high regard he has for Crawford's ambition and the fire that fuels his preparation.
You got a love for boxing. Love boxing. Who's gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up, the biggest fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and the neck is wide as Broadway for crying out loud.
Right.
It's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
Power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo. Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford got bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's gonna go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up to fight not ready. He's always
prepared.
Always ready. He's always prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's faster. But I don't think he's going to knock him.
Teddy Atlas strengthened the case for Terence Crawford by underscoring the timeless principle of skill over size. He argued that attributes like weight and reach mean little against a fighter with true mastery of the craft. For Atlas, Crawford's game is built on precision, timing, and adaptability, qualities that outweigh brute force. In his view, Canelo's power and physical bulk lose much of their impact against an opponent who can systematically break him down with superior technique. Atlas's perspective reinforces the belief that in boxing, true skill often neutralizes physical advantages and can completely shift the outcome of high-stakes matchups.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire. It's in his mind. It's in his makeup, where it came from. I know he's moving up in weight class, going to carry it, but those intangibles, I believe that he has them.
Bernstein shed light on another key element of Terence Crawford's arsenal, his unpredictability. He explained that Crawford never sticks to a fixed game plan. Instead, he adjusts on the fly, making it extremely difficult for opponents to read or prepare for his next move. Against a fighter like Canelo, who relies heavily on timing and counterpunching, that unpredictability poses a major threat. Bernstein also pointed out Crawford's ability to seamlessly switch between orthodox and southpaw stances, adding yet another layer of complexity. This versatility, he argued, makes it harder for Canelo to anticipate shots and leaves him open to combinations he won't see coming.
Most people would probably say Crawford, I'm guessing, because that's a big part of how he's won, and everybody feels, and rightfully so, that the way he's figured out, he's constantly changing from lefty to righty. He's a person that alters his attack. Sometimes he's a boxer, sometimes he's walking people down. Canelo's style is more the same in most fights. He is a counterpuncher who's waiting for you to make your move so he can counterpunch you. Then when he has you in trouble, he's willing to move forward. His attack is a pretty straightforward one. On the face of it, you might say Crawford. But I think the thing about Canelo Alvarez is that he has seen every style that you can see.
Gareth A. Davies focused on Terence Crawford's wealth of experience, noting that the American has been competing at the highest level for more than 15 years. That kind of longevity, he explained, has sharpened Crawford's instincts, elevated his ring IQ, and taught him how to remain composed under the most intense pressure. Davies emphasized that Crawford's skill has never been in doubt. His resume is filled with consistent victories over elite opponents across a wide range of styles. Whether facing dangerous punchers, slick movers, or seasoned veterans, Crawford has always found a way to adapt and prevail. This blend of adaptability, patience, and technical brilliance, Davies argued, has cemented Crawford's status as one of the most complete fighters of his era. In his view, that depth of experience gives Crawford a unique edge that should not be overlooked in a potential clash with Canelo Alvarez.
The levels that he's gone through, the weights that he's gone through, and the opponents that he has been in with. He's come up short against a couple, but he's come through some big challenges as well through his 65, 66 professional bouts since he was 15 years of age. There's no doubt that this is the biggest test of Terence Crawford's career, not only because of the weight step up, but also because of the level of the opponent. But anybody that's watched Terence Crawford's career knows full well how much talent this young man has. I mean, he is absolutely sensational, both as an orthodox and as a southpaw fighter. You can't really tell which is his favoured side. He's that good, the angles that he creates, and the way that he not only dissects people, but the way that he puts his foot down when he gets somebody hurt.
Oh, he's spiteful.
He's truly, truly impressive.
What he also does, and this is where I think people are making the mistake with the fight with Israel Madrimov last summer in Los Angeles, was that Terence doesn't mind doing enough to win. He doesn't, if he knows he's got to win on points, he's happy to tuck everything neatly in the office and win round by round. It reminds me of Floyd Mayweather. It reminds me of Pernell Whitaker. It reminds me of guys that win with ease without overstretching themselves, that don't have to get in the battle. But when he's got someone hurt, as you rightly say, he's spiteful. I'm not sure he'll get Canelo hurt in this fight, but his timing and his movement are on. slightly slowed Canelo, who likes to load up these days, could find himself frustrated by Terence Crawford.
Yeah, and there's also the aspect of when he is behind. I mean, we've all seen that famous clip where he's fighting Sean Porter. Somebody sells him ringside, got him down on the cards. He goes through the gears and stops Sean Porter in the very next round. There's also that element to him. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant, but he's also fighting someone that's equally as brilliant. A very different type of style, Canelo.
And a fan favourite.
Confidence is a recurring theme whenever Terence Crawford is discussed. Analysts note that his performances, not just in the ring, but also in sparring, have left a lasting mark on trainers and fighters who've worked with him. Time and again, stories emerge of Crawford showcasing his brilliance even outside official competition. His dominance in training reflects a fighter who is always sharp, disciplined, and never careless with his craft. That consistency fuels a deep confidence, which in turn strengthens his mental toughness. It's this self-belief, built on years of proving himself, that allows Crawford to enter any fight convinced he can outthink and outperform anyone, even Canelo Alvarez.
So confident. He's so confident that he's about to become undisputed. Less than 2 weeks to go now. What? We're talking about 12 days. 12 days. What can we expect from this unbelievable showdown? Listen, the build-up has been absolutely incredible. When you talk about the sparring stories, when you talk about the unbelievable rumors that we've been hearing for the past 10 to 12 weeks, will but Crawford's power carry? Will Canelo age overnight? So many questions that we have when it comes to this unbelievable fight. But not too long to go, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to find out the truth. We are about to find out who's truly the greatest of this era. And let me tell you this. I said this in most of my videos so far. The more I watch Bud Crawford and the more I watch Canelo Alvarez tape, the more my appreciation for both men increases. Listen, Canelo is the great pressure / counter puncher in history when he puts both together. And Crawford is the most dynamic fighters my eyes ever saw. Ever saw. Now, listen to this. The moment this fight got announced, we didn't know the things that we know now. We didn't know about their sparring partners. We didn't know about the shape that they were gonna come in for this fight.
Comedian and devoted boxing fan Ari Spears offered a historical lens on the matchup, recalling decades of classic battles between Mexico's proud champions and American fighters defined by speed and skill. Time after time, he noted, the Americans often prevailed by using slick defense, sharp counters, and the ability to control rhythm. Spears acknowledged that Canelo is a complete fighter with elite experience against the very best, but he framed this showdown as part of that long-standing tradition of contrasting styles. In his view, history shows that timing, defense, and adaptability often make the difference, and those qualities happen to be Crawford's strongest weapons.
Top-notch Hispanic fighter, put him against non-black fighter. The black dude usually edges him out. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Latino fighters because looked great. De La Hoya, motherfucking
Roberto Duran,
Arguello, Felix Trinidad, what's my man's name? Chavez. So there have been legends, but 9 times out of 10, when the top Mexican legend takes on the top black legend, the black dude wins. Boxing and basketball, so the niggas just, we got that wop. Just, he edge you out. Duran lost to Hagler, got knocked out so viciously by Hearns. Rumor is he's still waking up today. He lost to the No-Mas with Leonard.
Yeah, no, I've been hanging out with Sugar Ray Leonard recently. We talked about that whole situation.
Lost to Floyd. He lost to Bernard. He lost to Sugar Shane Mosley. Usually the black fighters edge out the Latinos when it comes down to it.
So basically you're saying Crawford's going to win because he's black.
See, he's going to win because he's got the skills. That black component
That's that extra juice.
That's that extra juice? I mean, look.
It's like the Batmobile when it's going fast, and then he hits the nitro button, and the flame shoots out of the back of the car, takes it to another level. Black dudes have the nitro switch.
On the other side, Canelo Alvarez carries his trademark confidence, brushing aside any need for outside validation. He insists he doesn't require anyone's approval to confirm his greatness, as his career speaks for itself. For Canelo, self-belief has always been at the core of his identity, reinforced by a resume stacked with victories over elite opponents. Yet, this perspective also underscores the contrast in mentality between him and Crawford. While Crawford is hungry to prove himself and secure a career-defining win, Canelo presents himself as a fighter who has already reached the pinnacle of the sport.
You know you're gonna have, right? They can't deny you anymore.
I don't know, but I don't give a fuck. So I feel I'm the best, and that's it. I don't focus on if the people say or put me in the first position. I'm the best. I feel I'm the best. I'm doing because I love boxing.
I called Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter among the era that surpassed. This is my mega fight. This is my moment.
You didn't have much interest in this Crawford fight. You were saying that there wasn't much in it for you, and you pointed out that people will say that he was too small. What changed?
I think he's one of the best fighters for my opponent. No, he accomplished a lot of things too. Mexican with the American fighter is always big.
When he fights you at Allegiant Stadium, I imagine it's going to be, 55,000 plus screaming Canelo fans, right? Many from Mexico.